So, ladies and gentlemen, Grand Theft Auto 6 has officially revealed its beautiful face. And now you have the internet literally on fire. When I say the internet is on fire, that is not an understatement. That is not an over exaggeration. The internet is literally on fire. There is so many debates happening over Grand Theft Auto 6 from all different directions. But the one that I want to talk about specifically has to do with Lucia, right? So, Lucia is the female protagonist in Grand Theft Auto 6. She seems to be one of two potential protagonists in Grand Theft Auto 6. But a lot of people have issues with Lucia for so many different reasons, right? A lot of people are saying that Lucia is ugly, okay? A lot of people are saying that Lucia is trans. There's a whole rumor about her being trans, which, again, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but she obviously is not trans, at least not from what I can. You also have people calling it woke because there is a female protagonist in the game, which, again, we're going to talk about that whole nonsense. And then you also have people on the other side hoping and praying that she is trans because ideology runs their entire lives, like people over here at Pink News. So we're going to get into this article from Pink News. But of course, before we do, if you guys are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So, ladies and gentlemen, number one, without confirmation from Rockstar, we don't actually know if Lucia is trans. But I highly doubt that Lucia is actually trans, okay? I really don't think that that is going to be the case. That's just number one. Number two, people are calling Lucia ugly. That is retarded. She looks like every other Latina girl that I've ever fucking met in my life. So to call her ugly is just ridiculous. Again, she has certain scenes that I could see in the trailer where she definitely looks better than others, right? Because some scenes she looks obviously very rough. I don't know if she's just doing some gang member activity or whatever the case may be, or she's in prison. But there are some scenes where she looks good and other scenes where she looks ugly, and people are focusing on the scenes where she looks ugly. Obviously, a woman is not going to look pretty 24/7, but maybe that is from people who don't actually see women often. So that could be probably one of those things. Now, number three, you got people like this that are so desperate, right? They're so utterly desperate to try to turn Lucia into this martyr of LGBTQ representation. You have a headline here from Pink News that says Grand Theft Auto 6 has a chance to fix the franchise's terrible record on LGBTQ representation. This is going to be a major proponent of the upcoming game, at least from a social media standpoint, because they're going to try to turn this female character into some sort of cultural war battleground. So you have people on the right that are saying, oh, it's woke because it's a female character. No, it's not, okay? Grand Theft Auto has had female protagonists in the past, and this is where both sides get it wrong. You have all these left-leaning websites that are just desperate to write that headline that she is the first female protagonist, right? First female protagonist, so utterly desperate to write that headline. As you see here, GTA 6 will see Lucia make her debut as the franchise's first playable female protagonist, but will better LGBTQ representation follow, etc., etc. You are all retarded. Every single one of you are retarded. All you game journalists, even though Pink News is not a gaming website, all you game journalists that are running this headline of she's the franchise's first female playable protagonist, fuck all of you. You guys are absolutely retarded. If you guys just Google and literally research even a little bit, or forget Google, had you even played the original Grand Theft Auto, you would realize there were 4 female protagonists. One of them was already of Hispanic origin. If you had played it, or if you had even Googled, you would understand that that is the case. So your statement about Lucia being the first female protagonist, absolutely incorrect, and you're choosing to be incorrect, and every single one of you are running this story because you want to run this headline. You are so desperate to run the first female whatever headline, and that's what gets you your clicks. So that's number one. Now, on the other side of things, people who are calling this game woke because it has a female protagonist, they also think that this is the first female protagonist ever in Grand Theft Auto. And you guys are also retarded because that is not the case. There is, again, 4 female protagonists in the first Grand Theft Auto game, one of which looks very close to Lucia, was a Hispanic girl. So now that that's out the way, let's actually see what Pink News had to say, because I guarantee you it's all stupid. It says, set for release in 2025, Grand Theft Auto 6 will arrive 12 years after 2013's GTV 5, okay, will introduce a playable female protagonist, Lucia, for the first time since 1997's original Grand Theft Auto. Ah, you must have fixed that. You must have fixed that, because that was not in the original article, ladies and gentlemen. They definitely fixed that. And you know what's funny? I know it because because you didn't edit this. You didn't edit saying, "Oh, she's the first franchise female playable protagonist," and then now you edited this to say for the first time since 1997's original Grand Theft Auto. Ah, you got busted. You got busted. I love it. It's great. The GTA series has become a staple within gaming culture with its testosterone-fueled violence tempered by shrewd and often witty cultural commentary. And while many will welcome the addition of a female playable character, many too will be hoping that the franchise has moved with the times when it comes to queer people too. Who is excited that there is a female character? The only thing that I could see people excited about is the fact that Grand Theft Auto 6 has finally been confirmed. Nobody's saying, "Oh my God, it's a female character." Thank you, God. That's what I was waiting for. Nobody's saying that. You guys are literally making this shit up. The only people saying that is you, because that's the narrative that you want to push. The only thing people are excited about is the fact that 6 has finally been announced. That's it. Now you're saying people are hoping that it has queer people into. Are you kidding me? Grand Theft Auto's historic lack of inclusivity for the LGBTQ community has long been a source of controversy. Where? With past games marred by serious and offensive missteps, which Rockstar will need to work hard to make up for with GTA 6 if they hope to regain the trust of the LGBT. Shut the fuck up, man. Who wants the trust of the LGBTQ community? You guys can't even trust yourselves half the time. Like, why would I want you to trust me? This whole like, oh, you guys, I swear, man. I swear, when it comes to the social media version of the LGBTQ community, I'm talking about the extremely loud minority of the LGBTQ community that is all over Twitter and talking as if they are just like what everybody hopes to have on their side. You know what I mean? Like every single time they talk about corporations, they always say, "Oh, if you want to regain the trust of the LGBTQ community, you have to do this, 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 and that." Who cares, man? Who cares whether or not we have your trust or not? Shut the fuck. Are you going to play the game or not? You probably don't even play Grand Theft Auto. So are you going to play or are you not going to play? That's really all that matters. Otherwise, nobody gives a shit about regaining your trust. You sound pathetic. You sound like you're a fuck. I can't even. I don't even know what to say. Since 1997, the games have been infamous for their use of violent and criminal themes, busty strippers, and fast and furious driving. Created by David Jones and Mike Daly, the series named after the criminal act of stealing or attempting to steal a motor vehicle has become one of the highest-selling games sold worldwide. That's because the content is great and they don't virtue signal to idiots like you. Since then, the series has grown to encompass 7 main titles and 9 side games, all featuring plenty of gang warfare, crime, violence, drugs, and corruption. From 2004's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas to the current offering of GTA Online, the highly political game has often provided sharp social commentary and incisive looks at problems of race, culture, and wealth, often in the form of radio bulletins that play while you're cheerfully mowing down pedestrians. But despite that, the game series has suffered from a damning lack of queer inclusivity and preponderance of offensive LGBTQ stereotypes, leaving the franchise's legions of LGBTQ fans out in the cold. Well, is that really the case, though? Is that seriously the case? Because number one, they make fun of everybody, right? They're like South Park. So GTA makes fun of everybody, not just queer people. They have stereotypes about literally everybody, all races, Hispanics, blacks, whites, everybody. So everybody gets made fun of, but you want to feel special. You want to feel separate because you're the LGBTQ community. You have to be special. You have to be separate. You have to be above everybody else in the oppression game. That's the issue with you. So you're looking at this game and you're trying to say, "Oh, you're leaving us out in the cold." How? If there's really legions of LGBTQ fans of Grand Theft Auto, clearly they didn't have a fucking problem with the original game. So why would they need to change anything to make you a fan now? You're obviously still going to be a fan. That's the issue. You're still a fan. You're going to always be a fan, and you're going to buy the game. You're going to play it. You're going to shut up, and you're going to complain online as if you're not playing. But when all the cameras are off and you're not on social media, you're secretly playing the game. So that's your issue. One of the biggest missteps in 2009's GTA 4 expansion pack, GTA The Ballad of Gay Tony, telling the story of Luis Fernando Lopez, a Dominican former drug dealer turned bodyguard and best friend of Anthony Gay Tony Prince, a nightclub magnate and high-status socialite in Liberty City. The installment followed Luis's efforts to help Tony overcome various problems, including drugs, debts, disputes with mafia crime families, and attempts on both of their lives. Despite the game's title and the fact that it received positive reviews from critics, even topping Complex's ranked list of the coolest LGBTQ video game characters ever, GTA The Ballad of Gay Tony provided an outdated and pretty much non-existent representation of the queer community. I guarantee you that is not right. I guarantee you that is not correct. Anytime they try to say, "Oh, you're just being stereotypically gay," You guys do that yourselves, man. We don't have to stereotype you. You stereotype yourselves. If anybody goes to a pride event or a pride parade, you're going to see plenty of LGBTQ stereotypes all over the place, rampant. So we don't have to do that for you. You do it yourself. It says, whilst it was clear that he was obviously not closeted with a name like Gay Tony, the character's sexuality was never explored, with many players feeling like the game's title was just a way to imply that his raunchy lifestyle of running a nightclub was gay and in some way taboo. Well, why do I need to see their sexuality? Why do I need to see their sex life? I just want to play as the character. I just want to experience the Grand Theft Auto themes. Like I care more about the crime, the mafia, the crime families, whatever. Like I care more about that. I don't want to know about his sex life, how many partners he has. Like, man, you guys are boring. All of you guys are boring. Seriously, like the LGBTQ activist community is fucking boring. They obsess and live their entire lives through their bedroom, and that's the issue with me. I just cannot deal with it. It is so utterly plain and boring. And when they look at a game like Grand Theft Auto 6 that is going to be massive, they're more worried about, oh, who's going to be gay and how many partners they have. Come on, man, stop it. Miss me with this nonsense. You guys are absolutely fucking useless in every sense of the word, and the only thing that you serve is for me to just make a video on your garbage. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.